right, so let's look at how to start off using a 3D printer. So first of all, most of our kids are familiar with programs like Tinkercad. There are others that kids can use too, but Tinkercad is one of the easiest and simplest. You can start off with a totally blank slate here, and you can see it's a 3D plane, right? So you can move things around. They can start off with basic shapes over here, or they can go to like creatures and whatever. There's all kinds of different things that they can do. So like here's a tree, right? Crazy looking Christmas tree. You can move around it in 3 dimensions. If you want to see the front top of it, you can use this cube over to the left hand side to do that. You can look at the front. There are all kinds of ways that you can interact with it. And then there's a bunch of different really cool stuff. See these little squares all over, those are the measurements. So I can change the height of it. I can change the width. You can do all kinds of things. And of course, if you mess it up, you can do, Command or Control Z. You can undo that. There are lots of different things you can do. So you can even put different shapes together. So I can take these two, and there's this little triangle up here. I can click on that and bring it to a different height. So I can make it level with that. And then, so I can make it level with that, and then I could put it on top of this other square. And, there I go building a house. There are other things you can do, like put holes in things. So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted a cube with a cylindrical hole, I could put that in there, and then that's how they show you a hole. So once you've got your shape, and we're going to use this because I'm making this. This is going to be my last going away thing. So once you have your shape, you go up to Export over here in the top right hand corner. And by the way, there's going to be an iPad with this set up for you guys, or not an iPad but an iMac. So you go to Export, you're going to choose STL, and it will save that to your downloads. Alright, so once that saves, it'll save to your downloads. So on a Mac, your downloads are down here. But what you're going to want to do is come down to this. You're going to want to open up the Launchpad is what it's called, and that's like all these apps. And there's one called Prusaslicer on the iMac. That's going to be next to the 3D printer, and you open that. And you're going to make sure you get this USB, and you plug it into the iMac. On the iMac, it'll be on the back. On my computer, it's on the front. And you're going to go to File at the top, Import, and the very top import thing. This is like STL and all kinds of other stuff. And if it's not already selected, select Downloads, go to Rock Nameplate in my case, or whatever the file is that you downloaded, and there it is. Okay? So you can, again, look at it. You can't change it like you can in Tinkercad. You can zoom in and zoom out, but you can't change it in the same way. So then down here in this corner, there's the Preview button. You have to hit Preview. And basically, it's going to make sure that nothing is horrible, okay? It wants to make sure that everything is going to be good when it prints. It doesn't want stuff to like sag or anything like that. And then I'm going to do something a little bit advanced that you don't need to do. So I'm going to actually make it 2 different colors. I'm going to ask it to do a color change. And to do that, I'm going to use this little slider over to the side, hit this little plus sign, and hit Edit Color. I'll change that to orange. It doesn't really matter, but... And so now it knows from that point up, it needs to be 2 different colors. And then once you have previewed it and it doesn't come up with any warnings down here, you hit File at the top, Export, and then the very top one, Export G-code. You're going to select the USB drive, which right now says no name, because I accidentally wiped it. And you hit save, and it'll say, all right, blah, 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 and just hit OK. And this thing down here says exporting finished. You can hit that eject button. Do not take this USB out without ejecting it. You have to hit eject. Okay, and it's ejecting. It says it's successfully unmounted. If you miss that, if you don't hit it in time, you can go here and select the USB over here, and it'll be a little eject button next to it, and you'll hit that eject button there. So then you take that out of there,